So before we get started with the in-depth English discussion today, could you please share a little bit about your experience, anything in particular that you have learned or any skill that you acquired after starting here at Clapingo? I don't want, because I'm asking this because I don't want you to I don't want to teach you something that you already know. All right.
Okay.
That is what I'm asking. So could you just recall all of that just very quickly?
Yes. I started Clapingo. I think from before 4 months ago. Then I had to cut between 2 months, and then I resumed it. And yes, I have a problem on pronunciation. So that's why Clapingo is really helping me to improve my pronunciation skill. And yes, I gain confidence by practicing with a lot of tutors on Clapingo, and I gain confidence now.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. So, since you told me that you had issues with pronunciation, we will focus a little more on that today. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Cool. So, how was your day today? What did you do all day?
The day was quite hectic schedule, because I had hectic schedule, and also I had 3 online classes, and among them I had online exam. So I am a little bit tired now.
Right. So that's actually very hectic, but don't worry, we'll keep this session a bit light so you can learn, but it does not tire you much. Okay. So you told me you are a student. What do you study?
I study engineering. In the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, and I have 1 year more left for completing graduation.
That's great. So you are an EC student, 3rd year.
Yes.
Amazing. I'm also from an engineering background. I'm a computer science engineer by profession.
Great.
So we can talk about a lot of technical things today. That's great.
Yes.
So you are in 3rd year, right? Haven't you started applying for internships or jobs or something like that?
I want to improve my spoken English skills so that I can grab a lot of opportunity, and I can face the interview, and also I can overcome the fear of interview. And in the last semester, I know that I have to represent the project PPT, so that's why I want to focus my spoken English skill. And also, actually, I was introvert when I started session on Clapingo, but so that's why I want to improve my spoken English skill, and also I want to overcome getting stuckness while speaking in English. So that's why I switched to application.
I see. That is absolutely amazing. You see, the best way to solve a problem is to actually know everything about that problem first, right? So you know where you lack, which is why you have been able to so quickly cope up with all of that. So let me ask you one thing. Why EC?
EC, actually, I want to choose CSE department. I want to choose CSE stream, but there was no option to choose it because there was no vacancy. There was no gap.
Okay.
So that's why I had to choose EC. But I like EC now.
Nice. You see, when I was doing computer science engineering, EC was very new. All right. And it attracted a lot of us because we were like, we are doing computer science. There is something called electrical that exists. What is this middleman called EC? So after I completed my graduation, I went back and I just, as a fun activity in my free time, I would just read some material that those kids might have. And I realized that ECE is the best combination from the computer science in this world because you learn everything from assembly language up to C++, but you also learn how signals work, analog, digital.
Yes.
That is mind-blowingly interesting. You know, so basically, you will in-depth know how this call is working. Right? How our machines are communicating, basically. Nice. That's absolutely amazing. So, growing up in your school, in your or now in your college, do you have an English environment around you?
Actually, no, because most of the classmates and most of my friends are Bengali, so they always speak in Bengali. So that's why I faced the lack of the environment, like English surrounding people. I had no English surrounding people, and till now I have no English surrounding people or English people, so that I can communicate with them in English. But Clapingo is wonderful platform for me, so that really helps me.
Amazing. So you tell me that you have to focus a little bit more on the interview process, right? So
Yes.
that when there is somebody from HR or some coding interview, or anybody of that sort sitting in front of you, don't hesitate, right?
Yes.
I'll give you some tips for that, okay? I have been through that process many a times. I'll help you. First thing, okay, do not let them know that you are feeling nervous or hesitant. Sit upright, right? Sit upright and sit very confidently as if you have read every single page of every single book in this world. Okay?
I see.
Let that show from your face, from your expressions. That is the first thing you should do. Secondly, they are going to ask you things that are going to be tricky. Okay? And this is their standard process. What you need, and they're not looking for the student who can find the correct answer in the least amount of time. They are looking to see your method. Okay. So if I ask you to sort, suppose I give you 12 lines, okay, and I ask you to write a code to sort those lines in the increasing order. They are not looking for the exact code. They know the code. They are looking to see your thinking process. What is the first thing you will do? What kinds of problems or if else statements your code will face? That is what they are looking for. Okay. Now, in that, how do we improve this skill? Because if we stay hesitant about our English, the presentation of our knowledge can suffer. So whenever from now on you are reading or studying, make sure that everything that you talk to yourself about, for example, you are reading about any signals or something, and you're like, okay, how does this communicate to this or this happens to that? Make sure all your questions are in English.
Okay.
All of them are in English. And if you are answering any of your own doubts, that answer is also in English. This is how English, which was once like a luxury, something you did not know, becomes your daily habit. And we will never feel hesitant when we are performing our daily habits. Right? Exactly. So that is what you need to practice more. Now, a very important question. How is the situation of COVID-19 in Kolkata?
The situation is really bad because unfortunately the graph of the affected people are very high and are increasing day by day in a large scale. So I am so sad to hear the news.
Definitely. I hope you and your family, everybody is safe.
Yeah, they are quite well, but after my area, there are 2 COVID-19 patients. So that's why we have to be more cautious about that.
Right. I hope they all heal soon. And I heard there are rallies going on in your state. What is that about? Have they ended now?
Yes. Actually, during this month, election had been starting and had been continuing, but tomorrow will be the result. So that's why I think for this reason.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, that's nice. I have another tip for you. Okay, whenever you are starting to answer a question, you obviously have a lot of information that you are going to speak in your answer, right? What you do is you take a second's pause, okay, and you take a deep breath, and in that you make mental points of what you are about to speak. Okay, proper mental points. For example, I just asked you about the rallies, right? So you, first of all, you would have taken a pause and then you would have said, okay, there were rallies for political parties. The result is tomorrow, although there were a lot of patients, but now it is over. And then once you had those points, consolidate points, then you started speaking. What happens this way is that the pauses we are taking in between our sentences, they get eliminated completely. Okay. So the quality of our answer increases and the listener, who is me in this case, is more engaged. Right?
Yes.
Now, this takes a little bit of time to practice. I agree. I have been doing this for like 7 to 8 years, so I'm pretty fluent, but this takes time. Give it that time. Okay. So that when the day comes when you are in an actual interview, you are geared properly to fight them. Okay. Cool. So I could not really access the session document for you because for some reason it was not opening. But I have a lot of substitute documents here for me to
Okay,
help
sir.
us
No,
through
no
this
problem. Yes, yes.
class. So what we do today is I give you some words. Okay, the words will be in the chat. You pronounce them for me. Okay, then you tell
Yes.
me the meaning of those words, and last you make one sentence using that word.
Okay, sir. Okay.
And fine. Now let's get started. The first word is in the chat.
Embezzlement.
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 Yes, embezzlement. Do you know the meaning of this word?
No, no, I really don't know that. The meaning of
Okay,
that.
this is a kind of fraud with money in which people steal large amounts of money and are held accountable for it. Okay, so one example of this could be that Mr. Sharma was jailed because of under the charge of embezzlement.
Oh, okay. Fraud case.
Yes, 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 yes. So he like stole money from somewhere, a large amount, and that is called embezzling money, unlawfully taking money. Okay.
Embezzlement.
Yes, embezzlement. Now, can you make a sentence for me using this word?
Uh, Due to Corona, the lockdown. Due to lockdown, last year due to lockdown, there was a very large scale of embezzlements are happening in the society.
Yes. Okay, that's a good sentence. It has a historical component to it. Nicely done. Okay, cool. Now I'll give you one more word. Here
And
we go.
sir, yeah, may I see this after the session, the chat box?
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. This is all yours.
Okay.
You know, after the session, when you will play the recording, it will be on the right side of the screen.
Okay. No problem.
So the chat box will be
available.
yes.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
The next word is also in the chat.
Okay, I was just saying it. Espionage.
I'll help you here. This is pronounced as espionage.
Espionage. Okay, espionage.
Espionage. This means
espionage.
Yes, espionage means spying or obtaining military or political information.
Spying or
okay. I will also type in the way to pronounce it in the chat. Espionage. Okay.
Oh, espionage. Okay.
Cool. I don't think a sentence is this is very required because this is also another very military or a very political term only used in one way. That one way is political way. He has been caught doing. He has been caught in an espionage against our government. That is the only way I have ever used this sentence or heard this spoken by me. Okay. This is a good word. It is very, very commonly used, and this will help us talk about pronunciation as well. Okay, here's the word.
Oh, poaching.
Yes, poaching. Do you know the meaning of this word?
I know the meaning of that. That means praying something.
Paying something.
Praying the animals or poaching the animals.
Yes. Spraying the animals. Cool. Yes, absolutely. Basically, illegal hunting of animals for their skins or all those things.
Exactly.
Can you make a sentence using this?
We need to stop the poaching for the sake of the wild animals.
Yes, absolutely correct. Now see, I need you to take a pause before you answer. All right, only then you'll be able to frame that sentence and speak it in one go. Your sentence is correct, but we need your intellectual capability and confidence to reflect more. Cool. Okay, let's give you one more word and then we'll move on to some tenses. Let me find a good one for you. I think this will help us. Yeah, here it is. This word is definite only for pronunciation purposes. I'm sure you know the meaning. Yes, please pronounce it for me.
Oh, groceries.
Groceries.
Oh, groceries.
Groceries, yes.
Groceries.
Yes. I'll type two words in the chat. You need to speak them really quickly, one after the other, okay?
Okay.
Right. Seashell. Can you? Oh. Yes. Try again.
Seashell. Seashell.
Yes. Yes. So you're getting there. You are getting there.
Okay.
Seashell. Try again.
Seashell.
Yes.
Seashell.
Oh, you fumbled again. Seashell. Yes. Why am I? Yes. I'm asking you to do this is because your pronunciation is fine. All we need to do is differentiate a little bit more between the sir sound and the sh sound.
Yes, exactly. I have that problem majorly. Yes. Because sometimes I pronounce preposition and then I call it preposition like that.
Yes, exactly. So, but you know the word is position, not position, right? So, which is how we will fix this. How? By using seashell. Seashell. What you do is you first individually practice the word sir, right? Make sure your mouth moves properly when it comes to these sounds. Okay, pay a little more attention when you're speaking about them. Okay, the sir sound and the sh sound. Your lips are very important here. Okay, the sh sound, right? Practice this in your free time before going to sleep. A minute or two of seashell should help you a lot, I feel. Cool. Okay, right. I also find you to be a very earnest and a very honest learner, okay, because you know where your problems are and you express them openly, right? So here's a little feedback for you. Your tenses are absolutely perfect. Your vocabulary is on point. I took some very difficult words today, embezzlement, espionage, but you still handled them with ease, okay? Even though they were new to you, okay? But the only area where I feel you could just work a little, you're fine there, but just a little is pronunciation, like you said. For that, we have this seashell exercise, okay?
Sure.
Also, there is this big tongue twister called she sells seashells on the seashore. This is a tongue twister, okay? But I will come to this later on. First, you need to get accustomed to just seashell, okay? Secondly, to round off all what we did today, we talked a little bit about pronunciation. We also talked that exercise to improve our confidence. Right? To take a minute's pause, to mentally frame sentences and then start speaking. Make sure you practice that. That is the golden rule of spoken English. Okay? Cool. So I had a lot of fun talking to you and I wish you all the best for all the interviews that you prepare. And yeah, that's about it. Have fun.
Sir.
Have a great day.
Stay safe, stay happy.
Stay safe. Yes, Indrajit. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. Bye.